Hello and welcome back to Nothing Fancy. Today I'm going to be trying to fix a no start on this Stihl FS38 weed eater. Let's see if we can get it back working. A couple of things you normally want to check if you're having a no start issue on a weed eater is first you want to check your spark. You want to make sure that you have spark. I've already tested our spark plug here using a spark plug tester. If you don't have a spark plug tester, you can just remove the spark plug and place it to a piece of metal onto the engine here, and you can pull it a couple times and see if you got spark in between your spark plug tip and your electrode. And we have good spark here. Another thing you also want to check is your spark arrestor, which is a little bit different on every weed eater, but all it is basically a little screen that's in the exhaust. And on this weed eater, it's found right here. It's just a 15 millimeter head, and you can take it out using a 15 millimeter bolt. We checked that to make sure it wasn't clogged, and it was good. So the next thing we're going to move into is the fuel system. I did notice that our fuel bubble here has a little bit of a crack in it, and it's obviously leaking just a little bit. I don't think that's the cause of our no start, but I'm thinking we probably have a fuel issue. Now, one thing I did do was spray some carb and choke cleaner directly down the throat, and I will say that it did not seem to want to start off of the carb and choke cleaner, but I'm thinking maybe the carb and choke cleaner, it may just not be hot enough for this weed eater to fire off on it. So I have a cheap carburetor kit that I got off of Amazon for around $10. And so we're going to try it out. It comes with a new carburetor, which has a new bubble, and I think it's got an extra bubble as well. There's a new fuel filter. Fuel filter should be down here in the bottom of the fuel tank somewheres. Comes with new gaskets for the carburetor, and it even comes with a new spark plug. So it's kind of also a little tune-up kit. So I'm hoping for $10 we can get this Stihl weed eater back in operation. So let's get into our parts and see what we can make happen with this weed eater. All right, we got the new carburetor on. So what I'm going to attempt to do is see if it will prime. The gas I have in here is already pre-mixed. It's True Fuel. I just bought it in a can already mixed together. Let's see. All right, I see our primer bubble is beginning to fill. So it's a good sign. I don't see any leaks so far. Get our weed eater to the on position. Let's see if this fixed our issue. Hey! So there it is. It was indeed a fuel issue, even though I shot some carbon choke cleaner directly down the throat. It still would not fire. We got our new carb on and it's running, so we know that was our issue. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to keep the fuel filter that's in there already in there, so I don't have to drain this gas. But being as I got a new spark plug for it, I'll go ahead and change out the spark plug because I've had it in there for a while. We'll get that changed out, and there we go. We got the Stihl FS38 back in action. Took a little bit of figuring out. It was stumping me a little bit because I'll be honest with you, I thought that the carbon choke cleaner would be hot enough for this to fire on. 3 things you got to have for an engine to work, and that's fire, fuel, and compression. I knew we had spark. We had good compression. So I was kind of guessing here that maybe it was still a fuel issue, and turns out that's the case. So $10, we got this thing back operational. So I hope this video helps somebody that's maybe having a similar issue. If you have issues similar to this and it's not a carb issue, again, some things you just want to make sure to check and make sure you have spark, and also check your spark arrestor, make sure that that's going good. And mostly these are pretty simple little machines to work on, so I'm pretty satisfied. $10, got this thing back up and running and just in time for cutting season. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like this kind of content, would appreciate it if you give us a like and a follow, and stay tuned for more of Nothing Fancy.